Hello world, my name is David Dorn, and I have an idea. Now lately it seems that the church and the government haven't been quite seeing eye to eye on any number of issues. In fact, there have been significant factions on either side that don't have a whole lot of love lost, for lack of a better term. And when we find ourselves in the myriad of problems that have been presenting themselves in our country as of late, I think it is important for us to look at how Jesus interacted with the government of his time. At the time of Jesus, the Roman Empire had invaded the formerly known land of Israel. This was a nation state that had crumbled, had been conquered by the Roman Empire, and was now being occupied by Roman soldiers. Needless to say that the Jews and the Romans didn't really get along very well. Now, in both the Gospel of Mark and in the Gospel of Matthew, there is a story that is told where the religious leaders, they come to Jesus and they start asking him questions. They're trying to trip him up, trying to get him to say something against the government so that they can get the Romans to take care of Jesus, who is a threat to them. Anyway, they ask Jesus if they should pay taxes or not. Then Jesus asks for a coin and says, whose picture is on this coin? And they say, well, of course, it's Caesar's picture. And then Jesus delivers the famous line, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God's. Now that is a line that we've probably all heard before, but I think the impact of it can easily be lost on us. Jesus is saying, pay your taxes, but there is an idea behind that. He's calling them into obedience to a government that they don't agree with. In fact, for the Jews, they thought the Romans were morally reprehensible. These were a pagan people who did not believe in the God that they held. And in fact, the things that they did was debauchery in the eyes of the Jews. And Jesus says, pay your taxes. Who do you think funded the Roman soldiers who guarded their lands? It was the Jewish people paying taxes. How do you think they funded executions, like the cross? Through taxes. I think what Jesus is implying here is that we're called to be obedient to the authority that's put over us, whether we agree with that authority or not. Now, there is a whole case to be made on civil disobedience, and I'm not even getting into that. But Jesus says, give unto Caesar what's Caesar's, but unto God what is God's. Now, the practical implications of that idea, I will leave to your imagination, but it is an idea that Jesus gives us. So what do we do with it? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this idea and about the current state of affairs in the United States? I'm curious. Leave them in a comment down below. But thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. God bless.